Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is I Am the Weed of God, and I am joined by a man who needs no introduction, the Shambler, who somehow managed to disconnect out of a replay. Shambler, great
That
job.
never happened. You have no evidence.
Yes, I already.
Stop, or I have to call the ADL.
Well, what we have here today, it looks like a match, a Protoss versus Zerg game. Why don't we go ahead and introduce the players? In the top left, we've got Zeke, the Cyan Protoss. I made a great joke about how he's supposed to be a Zerg and why is he a Protoss, and do you have any idea? And you giggled, and now it's gone. It's lost to the ages. In the bottom right,
Hey man, you got to pay for the premium content in order to see these things cast live, which definitely exists.
yeah,
So send Pro like $500, and we'll definitely let you listen in on these live.
good point. Yeah. My Patreon is actually Pronago's coffee page, and if you sign up to that, you get all the bloopers. In the bottom right, we have Jack Wilansky, the indiscernible, insane golden brown Zerg.
Hell yeah, the Oil Man, the Oiler, not the Shambler, the Oiler. Different people. He's indeed golden brown. He has real roar cores out on the field. He's got Drolets coming. This looks like a pretty standard Larvosk into Quaz timing with a fast Vassal coming out of Zeke and a Grand Library as his second build. So it's going to be a little light on the units here. Like anything to stop Zeths from running into his base, because that little Vassal is not really going to do much as long as Jack is on the ball here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's looking like Zeke is figuring out how to play Protoss. He's got the Lattice, he's got the Idols in production, he's going straight into the Grand Library. Very reminiscent of Aeud. I don't know, Sham, do you get nervous?
Nah. Imba will save me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I have half his APM. I will be saved by the power of Larva.
You know, Imba never saved me as a Scozy, and we got nerfed anyway.
You just performed exactly where you could with Imba.
Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment. So Zeke's out on the field with the Vassal. He got an early scout. He did see the two Zeths moving out. By the way, oh, this is before the model update. That's sad. Look how they don't bounce cutely anymore. Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, I've seen it. They look like Warcraft 3 Bellhounds.
Another Warcraft 3 reference.
Hey man, it's one of the RTSs of all time.
It most certainly is. And yeah, Zeke with a pretty powerful PVZ composition so far. He's getting the Amaranths, he's got the Idols up, he's going into a second Grand Library. Coming? Jack going into the Shroud, getting his third Cesiant up. Pretty.
Normally, I'd be suspect of such lacking Zeth power, but there's so many idols that it's probably okay. Now we have double Herald coming out of Zeke here, which is also pretty interesting to behold. And it looks like we're gonna have a Kagrin drop out of Jack. I'm a little confused by this. It's Degen Zerg, right? He's morphing a thing, but I really think he could have just got away with less army and just drop a hatch. Because looking at what Zeke has, I don't know. Maybe the Heralds are just that much of a threat, but I feel like you could target fire the idols down and just run away from the Heralds and the Amaranth. We'll see. Maybe this is exactly what Zergs need to do. You know, based off my practice against Arbuz Budesh, I've not had much success with my Zeth plays, so I'm willing to learn from the Oilers here. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a really interesting idea to make use of the fact that we can transport our Larvosks in the Ovilith and set them down and make a circus. So Jack with a pretty decent little setup before his expansion is even complete. Maybe a bit of over micro there. Needs to target down.
Yeah,
those
Jack
Emirates.
really struggling. He's targeting the wrong stuff. He should be shooting the idols, to be honest, and running past the Heralds and Amaranths. Instead, he's trying to target the Heralds. Now it looks like he's going to be able to hold thanks to the circuit, but I think that's more so because Zeke's a little afraid of the trades. However, what I didn't see was the Lakizalisk at the time, which does change the equation, in which case this is a wise pullback from Zeke. Lakers changes a lot. So we have a pretty good timing here. It looks like he got the Shroud in order to get his Lakers to secure his Nat, which he'll then probably leverage into an attack on this forward position from Zeke here so that he can take his third. At least that's how I'd guess this game's going to flow from Jack's current positioning.
And you can see some great game theory coming out of Zeke, who is known for being a Zerg player. He understands what can happen if the Zerg is left alone and without any pressure. And so he did take it upon himself to pressure the Zerg a little bit, see what he's made of, maybe force some more Quaz and Zeth out. Though Jack didn't take the bait, and he did get a round of Drolith out before replenishing his chaff. And he's up to 4 Lakizalisk, so looking pretty safe right now behind his 2 circuits. Meanwhile, at home, he's going up to a double rogue gallery in his natural, and canceled that. And it looks like he might be a little bit concerned about, Nathra cores or something getting into his mineral line as he adds a defense matrix. He's got 3 idols sitting in there, so just a pretty standard game so far. Both players are safely getting into their natural, and we're going to see them step ladder into the next phase of the game. The tech path for Jack is he's upgrading his Quazeth pool.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing the Vorf play much later than I would typically expect. But it makes sense, actually. You don't necessarily need the Zeths to fight the Protoss army. You just need them to stop the Amaranth from walking on top of your Lakers, and then you can position the Lakers aggressively to ward off the rest of the army. So I'm starting to see the flow of this game here, and I think Jack does have the right ideas. I think it might come down to execution on his part. Like, I feel like he's not leveraging the cheapness of the Zerg expansions enough right now. He has so many Lakers. He knows he forced back the Taz. Why not just drop a third?
Yeah, and it's hard to say what Jack is thinking right now. It looks like he did manage to destroy the scouting vassal, so at this point I think he's just contented sitting there rolling up. He's up to basically 2 fully saturated bases, or a little bit undersaturated in the main. And we have some...
Amazing.
Oh, the Shambler. He's lagging. What happened to Rabbi Shmuley?
I don't know, bro. I don't know why we let him in this lobby.
I don't know either.
This game is not promised to him, bro.
It looks like we do have an Ovolith with 4 Lakes at the bottom left-hand corner of the map, so Jack is not cutting any corners. He does not want this Ovolith to be detected, as he's going to make an attempt on the Protoss main at some point. However, there is still an idol there. There's a Warden. There's a Matrix.
It's not 4 Lakers. It's a 1 Lakers with 4 weight.
Ow! Of course it is.
That would be super busted if a single obelisk could fit 4
I thought you used to be able to
somehow Alexander would find a way to say that it's balanced.
So we've actually got 2 drops going off at the same time. Meanwhile, the Protoss army moves out. This is terrible timing. Jack was just about to poke the front, which has kind of the reverse effect, and it actually dragged the Protoss army back closer to his base.
There's so much static D, though. I'm really skeptical of this move. Now, it looks like he got this magic spot, and he's going to rip out so many workers at once. I'm actually surprised how well this drop is going. The idol is not standing on top, so the static defense is doing nothing, and Zeke is just fucking floundering, trying to find where he can land on that Lakers. Shuts down the mining for an extended period. Meanwhile, we still have this Lakers going to town, going to take down a cannon. Has how many kills to his name? Has 2 worker kills. It's going to kill a pylon, or it would have.
Does Jack get out?
Oh my god, Hero Lakers.
Hero Lakers. We need to stop and reflect on this for a minute.
He's going, bro.
Let's take a break and just reflect on that Lakers. Wow.
Yeah, honestly, it's I didn't expect Jackie Linksey to be able to pull off such a bold and risky move, yet somehow he escapes with 48 health, which is 12 times 4 BTW.
I feel like, since we have time to think about this, perhaps we can name a holiday after this Lakers. Like, first, what's the Lakers' name? He needs a name.
Well, I don't remember the meme names for the Lakeislisks, so we will have to come up with one. What's like a Canadianism that has to do with lakes?
Beavers.
Beavers? So Beavalisk over here, right? Oh, Groundhog Day, bro.
Today's Groundhog Day. Because
Yeah,
this is the
today-
second time you've dropped during a cast, so we're repeating over and over and over.
Yeah. I really don't know the fuck's up with my internet, to be honest. This is astounding.
Yeah, why don't we just shift gears?
I
Let's turn this
might
into a
turn off my
podcast.
computer and restart it. Yeah, this is just the fucking podcast at this
Welcome
point.
to State of the Game, Shambler drop window. Shambler, how's Cosmonarchy doing lately?
It's doing okay. I'm excited for the Blood Summon. We're gonna have an interesting show match coming up. It's gonna be solid. It's gonna be a fun time for all. Now, unfortunately, I am getting the call. They are shutting me down. So I think that's all we're gonna have for you guys today. And these bloopers are worth $500. Remember that.
Yeah, straight to Protogo. And Shambler,
$500 just in your pocket.
Okay, here we are. We're back
in.
again. The
Nothing happened.
Beavalisk. The Beavalisk has escaped. It is a holy
Yeah,
day.
it is Groundhog Day.
Shambler dropped again.
No, I didn't.
Donate.
There's no evidence.
Donate $500
Never.
to Protogo to see that blooper as Jack takes
Yeah.
his third.
Yeah, you can see what Dino and Jimmy made if you do that. But
Yeah.
anyway, we
Where are
have
we?
quite the army out of our Zerg here. He has so many forces that he can simultaneously posture against the main bulk of... Wow, that's all Lakeis.
I'd be a
The
little
main
bit
bulk
worried.
of Osborne with nothing but Lakeis, while also attacking the Nat with his more mobile Hydra, Zoryus, and Vor forces. It looks like we're going for a base race, folks. No, it's not. The
no, it's
Protons are desperately wheeling back. I wish those Lakeis had moved up with the rest of the army there. He could have gone for an awesome Lakeis sandwich. Instead, he's going to tear down the front door and probably get devoured.
Yeah, there was a little bit out of
That's the
sync from
idea.
Jack there. Not having his Lakis with his army made a huge difference. And now he's going to do some damage. Not that much
That could have
economic.
been a game move. Instead, it's just going to get him ahead because.
But
not
now
too
he's
much.
sending the Lakis up here with no chaff. Like, what is he expecting to get done here? Do we have observers, or pardon me, witnesses out yet? Well,
I don't see any, but I think I
He
saw
just
some
steps on top
earlier
of
in
him.
the match. But here we
Bye-bye.
go. We have the dive on top of the Lakers. Let's see if it's enough. It looks like
It's
these Lakers are
definitely-
getting cleared out by the Amarants. This is why you need the chaff. But again, it's not a terrible trade. It's just not a good trade. So again, I think Jack, he has the right idea. It's just he's not executing it quite right. If that Lakers smash had come from behind after, right, when he was hitting the front, and those Lakers just zoomed up behind and burrowed aggressively, I think we could have had a very lethal combination on the Protoss.
yeah,
army.
I think the
Instead,
oil man's
Zerg is
just
on the back foot.
pioneering a new style where you send your army separate from your Lakis and you send them in one at a time because it's
Man,
more
don't
interesting.
question the oil man.
I only question his YouTube comments if I'm being honest. And look at those two circus from the beginning coming right in handy. But Zeke has sniffed out the third, so he's going to play footsie a little bit between the natural and the third just to wind down this army. Jack's got a
Over
pretty-
microing.
maybe a little bit of over micro on Jack's part. I think Zeke is likely going to back here, or does he push in? This is a pretty hefty concave circuit. Lake is showering. I don't think this is the best move for the Protoss. A little bit of an overextension.
Classic Protoss mistake.
Yes, thinking you could fight with
crippled the
Zerg.
Zerg army 2 times, but that's actually not enough. You are not allowed to end the game as Protoss. This is just part of the server rules, actually. You can find it in Manifest Todd, again, but only if you're at that $500 tier. So, guys, get on it.
So Zeke is shifting gears here, kind of doing what I was expecting him, or kind of maybe hoping for him to do earlier, which was to simply wipe the third, but the Zerg has remaxed. You've got a large Hydrith ball. You've got Lake is on the field. Zeke is going to press forward because he can actually get at those Lakes, so he's going to be able to cut them down.
Poor positioning from Jack here. He's getting picked apart by this Amaranth stack, and he's not able to break through on the right flank. I'm not liking this position, but again, Zerg always has a chance.
Yes, so it gets difficult once you get in the center of the Zerg rally, so it's no longer useful for Jack to be producing at the third so much because it cannot rejoin his ball of forces. Luckily, the bulk of his production is still just in the main, the natural. So Zeke is going to shift back over and see if he can get a snipe off, but I'm not convinced he can before Jack consolidates his forces. I guess we'll see. Oh, and as I say that, another fresh load of Protoss joins the fray. Zeke's macro is quite good. Maybe good enough to play Protoss. What do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is Zeke getting a taste of his own medicine. I remember that Acropolis final with Eud, and I just remember thinking, man, Eud is grinding so hard right now for what should have been an ended game 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I remember that game.
Now Zeke, the shoe is on the other fucking foot.
Yeah, well, I dare not ever agree with you publicly, Shambler, but perhaps privately in the DMs where no one can see me giving you support, I might say AU did work quite hard for a game that was seemingly won, but nothing and none of that can take away from Zeke's success because he is is he one of the most successful of the pro players to come along? He's definitely put in the most work. He's a very high-level player. And he learns quite quickly. The composition out of him is looking really good. He's got the engrams set up at the third. He's switching into Unars, so he's just keeping this pressure up at this natural expansion.
Yeah. Again, I think that this game should be done and dusted for Zeke, but he still has a lot of legwork to do. Breaking a Zerg is never a pleasant thing as Protoss.
Luckily, there's no Khaz'Trith, so the natural is still open for business. And the first siege unit shows up. It's the Unar. He's going to drag some of those Hydras forward. And
One Khaz'Trith, I would extend this game by like another 5 minutes. And Jack has the gas for it. But Jack, ever the honorable sportsman, ever the gentleman, ever the oil baron, the very pinnacle of Cosmonarchy etiquette, has not made the anti-fun tower.
The anti-fun tower. Speaking of which, I think the Chantry, not only should it cloak and heal, but should also have Khaz'Trith abilities. What do you think about that?
I feel like you should rot in hell.
And getting back to the game here, Zeke's forces have truly been wound down. In the background, I haven't had too much of a chance to check, but I know he's been increasing his production. I'm not sure how much his tech has increased. Jack, on the other hand, is not able to do anything except for hit the Hydrith button. He's just desperately trying to hang on to his natural. Zeke, however, is just grinding him down. This is a war of attrition. It looks like he's actually preparing to take a fourth, so slowly but surely, he is scaling up. He's getting Hierophants. His rogue galleries are silent. And he is switching over to the Oscilliant.
If Jack was better at sniping Oscilliants, again, this game could have gone so long. Instead, he gets cleared, and finally, we have a GG. Man.
You know, good game to both
happy
players. What are you happy about, Shambler?
I'm very happy that I get to play Zerg.
Thanks very much.